Welcome to the Hoppers Down Under. Yesterday, Frank went for his first chemo. Frank, would you like to share your experience? What happened yesterday?
Yeah, it was pretty good, straightforward. Was put the chemo medication through me for just over 2.5 hours. Have had no setbacks yet. They said to me that I may be nauseous. I think it's only been when I just had finished having lunch, or before I had lunch, sorry, just a couple of minutes ago, that I started to feel a bit queasy in the stomach, but it seemed to settle down again. So when I had something to eat, they've told me, and people who have gone through cancer treatments, that to have small meals, so you don't lose and more protein, a lot of protein you've got to eat, so you can keep your muscle build up, going. Mm-hmm. Do a little bit of not really strenuous exercise like dig a trench, or I'll be down in the workshop this afternoon. It's been pouring rain here where we live in the Riverina. I'll be down there just doing a bit of more painting on this job I'm doing for the men's shed in our township, mm-hmm. that I'm the secretary treasurer for. But back to the chemo, yeah, it wasn't bad. They had a bit of problem trying to find a good vein because of my like with a lot of people, your veins roll. They're like worms. They wriggle. It took the young nurse about, I think, the fourth attempt to try and get it in, and she got it in. It's just that I was just moving around too fast, and the needle was penetrating, but the vein would move to the left or move to the right. I was watching what they were doing, so. And other than that, everything went off without a hitch. We left it. I sent you a message about, I think it's about 1:30, 20 to 2.
Yep.
Yesterday afternoon, to pick me up. You got there about, I think it's about 2 o'clock or 10 past 2.
Do something like that, yeah.
Yeah, by the time we got out, by the time I got out, I had to sign things, and I think the only thing I did mess up is that I forgot to ask them about the medication for when you feel sick, when you have your chemo. So I've got to do that next week. Mm-hmm. Now next week's going to be a bigger week because at the moment I can't get my oncologist to change his time because he's booked up. Mm. So Nanette and I got to go. We've got to leave here at probably this time at 6:30 in the morning, 7:15 the latest. Get in there by 8:15, so that gives them enough time for my oncologist in West Albury to get the results on how the counts are, and then how much chemo they're going to put into me. Okay. Now, I didn't know this, but there's chemo, there's different kind of chemo treatment for all people, like every different situation you come across. Women who have breast cancer, even men who have breast cancer, it can happen. But women who have breast cancer, like what I got, pancreas, mm-hmm. There's stomach cancer, there's small bowel cancer, if you got it in the large bowel, I'm being told, well, they'll try the best.
So there was a young person?
There was a little 10-year-old girl, due to the COVID rules, her mum wasn't allowed to go in. So because of the infections in Albury-Wodonga at the moment, mm. There's been a lot of, in the ER on the other side of where the chemo and the cancer centre is. There's probably about 80 people in there at the moment.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's in beds, in acute beds. They don't give you the full story, but I got.
Yeah,
They let it out in the hospital.
we won't say no more. Okay, I've got a question for you. With one of the photos you sent me, I saw a drip. What was that about?
Well, the drip, the first lot they put into you is a saline with a pain medication, right? So this is when you're going through the chemo. So I was told that goes in for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Right.
Then they flush out the drip, in that section. Then they re-hook you up with the chemo, the first bag of chemo. Now the bag of chemo is no more than the size of, say, just imagine that's how big the chemo bag is.
Geez, quite a small bag.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And they put so it doesn't deteriorate, it's got to be in a black sleeve.
Oh, wow.
They put a black sleeve over it because if it gets sunlight, I found out that it destroys it.
Oh, boy. Because you had a lovely spot. One of the pictures I saw, it was a tree.
Yeah,
behind your stuff.
Where it faces Barella Road. So you're facing out onto Barella Road, up on the top floor, first floor. And you're facing where the Barella Road goes down to Peard's Nursery in Albury, and then you got your pub across the road from the hospital.
So naturally, it was a nice view.
It was a nice view, but I didn't see much because I was sitting in there for 3 hours. You can say,
So what about the chair? Was it comfortable or non-comfortable?
Because I got back problems, it was hurting me. I had to wriggle around. The funny thing is, I was busting for the Waterloo, and I had to ask the nurse.
Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, and I needed to go to the toilet. So they showed me what to do, unplug the plug, and they plugged it back into me, did me PP, came out and reset it up for the last, 45 minutes. And then they put more saline in before I I was finished. So that was coming up to 1:30, and that's when I said to you, I shouldn't be long, I should be about 15 more minutes.
Did you get a nice lunch?
Oh, it's just 4 sandwiches, like a round of mixed sandwiches with pure orange juice I had. So,
nice.
So that wasn't bad. With ice in it.
You like your rocks, don't you?
Yeah, I like my rocks. But other than that, it was straightforward. It's very easy. People shouldn't get panicky when they get told they got cancer. You fight it, you can win it. We haven't won it yet, but I'm on the first step to trying to do a better job. Yeah. Get through this. Now the oncologist has told me that after I think it's after 3 or 6 months, they will do a scans on me, blood tests, and then we'll know if I have to go. In 5 months' time?
Yeah, something like 5 or 6 months' time.
Back in to do a round 2 of chemo, but it could be
just this one only.
Maybe this one, or there may be another one a little bit stronger, which he said to us when you're in there with me that it may upset me more than what this one is. So this one's pretty strong. But the next one is a little bit higher, yeah.
The only thing I have noticed since this morning that you're more thirsty. You're drinking a lot of water at the moment.
Because what's happened is that I Because when in the other videos, the first video, I think we said that I was, Nanette raced me into hospital. Well, I asked her to take me into the Albury Hospital. We got left here at 4:15. As I said, got there about 5:30, and as I said, in the ER, bang, by 9 o'clock I had scans on my tummy.
Yeah.
I thought I had a twisted bowel.
Yeah. So what's with the lot of the drinking water and stuff?
Yeah, well,
what's the reason
because
is that?
he's my oncologist has put me on 80 milligrams of one a tablet to drain the fluid out, and another tablet which is to drain, get rid of your fluid. So I've got nearly 100 milligrams of fluid tablets going through me, because like I was weighing, I think yesterday they weighed me, I was just on 89.2. So I came down from the previous week when we first seen him to discuss what we were going to do.
Because the week before you were 89.9, so...
Yeah, something like that, or 89.7 I think it was. It's come down by 0.500 mils, grams, sorry.
Yeah, he reckons the weight you got on is because of the fluid.
Yeah. So I'll lose another...
hopefully another kilo, eh?
Well, I'll keep a watch on it. You get a lot of information. I'll tell you that now. In the chemo place, you get a lot of information, or the cancer place, I should say.
I've reread all that.
And it gives you the do's and the don'ts. You got to wear, if you want to wash up dishes, you got to wear gloves to help you not destroy your chemo. The medicine what's inside the chemo, you don't destroy it with hot water. You can't have cold water because it seems to upset the structure of the
chemo.
The chemo. Yeah. So I didn't know that.
Wow.
You got to be. You got to try and keep your hands as clean as possible all time. No dirt under your fingernails.
It's a lot to do with hygiene, isn't it?
A lot of hygiene because of the COVID and all that. I know that, but this is to make sure you don't get infected. I've stopped scratching today.
That's good.
Because yesterday I was scratching, I was scratching my legs because of the fluid build up. My legs were like tree trunks, and they were like tree trunks.
They were huge. I've never seen your legs that big, or your feet that big.
They're a bit they're bloated at the moment. It's about 2:45, I think, whatever it is. They are bloated, but not as bad. I can move my legs a bit better than I could yesterday afternoon. I can only take these fluid tablets in the morning. I've got to have a set. There's a rigid time. So all my tablets, there's about 12 tablets, a dozen tablets you've got to take. My normal tablets and 10 others, and they're blood thinners and all the works they put you through when you have cancer, and it's they do me for right through the day and all that. So most of the time it could be the tablets upsetting me too.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed today that, well, including myself, we both came home so tired yesterday. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's a long day. It was a long day. We got to drive. Equivalent of going from where we live down to Melbourne.
Yeah, and return trip.
And a return trip. Well, one way it is. 350 k's one way. That's how many k's we travelled yesterday. Because we had to do a lot of doubling up.
Yeah.
Seeing the oncologist, then going back to the hospital to have the chemo done.
It was just one. There's one thing I do have to say though. Yesterday, one of my lovely friends.
Oh yes, Joan from Albury. Yeah.
I only went around to see her because I haven't seen her for ages. And you know the wonderful thing she did. She brought me lunch.
Yeah,
I was not expecting it.
I'm
so grateful to her.
And that was very nice of Joan. I sent her a thank you note in in the last video, I think it was.
The
or
Facebook, yeah.
Facebook, that's right.
Yeah, actually, you know, the whole time you're going in and out, she's actually let me come and spend the 2 or 3 hours with her at a
Yeah,
time. So
yeah.
I got somewhere to go.
If you need to.
If I need to,
so we've got next week. Next week's going to be the hardest week for us.
Oh gosh, it's going to be a long one, eh?
Because we will be leaving here, as I said, 6:30, 6:45. We will not be home until probably, I think, my chemo is starting about 1:30, 1:45, and you work out that 2.5 hours on top of that.
And then another
hour and a half to get home, so that's going to be about 6 o'clock.
Time to get home.
Yeah, so we were, if we weren't tired, we were going to go down to our local club here where we live.
I don't think so.
I don't think we'll make it. It was just too tiring, and after last night, both Nanette and I were tired. We got in, we couldn't be bothered making tea properly.
No.
Could we?
No, all I did that the local club here had Chinese night, so I went down and brought some Chinese meal for us
we're
tonight.
having that tonight.
Yeah. But it was hard to get out the door because we had a lot of people asking questions. How's Frank? How's Frank? How's Frank?
Yeah.
Boy,
yeah. Oh well, it's good that some of the town folk they know that I'm trying to keep a men's shed going for them.
Yeah.
If I pass away, there'll
be no men's shed.
Yeah, the men's shed will close down. Yeah. It won't be in its role of a men's shed. No. So
makes it difficult. But
yeah, well, hopefully I can. As I said, Bubs, if I can get through it, I'll be right, and I'm positive. 100% positive.
Yeah, I know you are because
I can get through this without any problems. Look, if things come to the worst, well,
we'll
that's
work
it.
something.
We'll deal with it when it comes to the worst.
Anyway, my sweet love.
I know it's time to go. I've got to get back to
You're going to get back to your work, your lunch. I'm sitting here doing 5D.
A very late lunch it is at the moment.
Plus watching a video at the same time on YouTube. Anyway, my love, I think you're a very strong, positive person.
Oh yeah, you got to be.
And
you got to be to fight this damn valuable disease.
Well, like I said, I know you're strong and you're positive.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm here for you no matter what. Mm-hmm. We got a crazy mini farm out the backyard.
Oh,
there,
the chooks and the
birds.
teals and the budgies
I
and
think that one little lady on 4 legs.
Oh, she's outside, I think.
Yeah.
Cheeky
goes. She hasn't left you alone all night, has she, Tiggies?
The last 3 nights, folks, she's kept me awake. Just to see if I'm still alive, I think.
She's
made me very tired. Today I'm tired because it's not, I thought it would be the chemo, but it's not. It's just that when you get woken up, you go to bed at say 10:30 and within 3 hours you've got a cat sitting on your chest saying, "Wake up, Dad, come on, wake up. I want something to eat." So that's at 1 o'clock or 10 to 2, I think it was.
She's always been a daddy's girl too.
Well.
Anyway, my love.
All right, thanks.
I'm going to let you go and have your lunch.
I hope you all have a good day and a good afternoon. Keep dry as best you can. Keep warm. It's still cold.
I know. It's strange, isn't it?
So, but all look after yourselves. If you do have problems, and it could be what I'm going through or other people are going through, please get yourself checked. You never know.
Yep.
You may be able to live on this planet just that little bit longer. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.